Welcome to Raymond Castile's Basement of Horror. Today we're going to look at an actual toy. Last episode we did something else. It was just like a soft opening for the season. But now we're going to look at an actual thing. And since it's October, I try to focus on Halloween-themed items in October. I was going to do a big Imagineering episode, but I think I might wait till next year for that, because I'm still hoping to get a couple of key pieces I don't have. So that might wait. So this is not Imagineering. But we'll have plenty of other interesting things to look at this October. Okay. That just says Halloween, doesn't it? So, that is the Halloween Knife Man. Yes, sir, the Halloween Knife Man. There's the amazing logo. It's got interesting artwork on it. Halloween Knife Man. You see the knife right there. Lots of warnings and things. That almost looks like a Pinplax illustration for an aquarium ornament. Has kind of a pirate theme, doesn't it? But I think it's supposed to be a prisoner in a dungeon. He's got shackles, right? Yeah. There's a haunted house. So we have a cemetery. Yeah, a cemetery. This is Scream, Scream, Happy Halloween. Scream, Scream, Happy Halloween. This takes 3 AA batteries. And when I bought it, those batteries were included. They're not in him right now. But I have 4 Radio Shack AA batteries. Now, is this AA or AAA? It's AA, so these should work. Look at this price. It's 56 reais. 56.90. So that's approximately 57 reais. And I know I'm not pronouncing that correctly. That's as close as I can come. Those are Brazilian dollars. And I remember when I bought this, it was equal to about 20 US dollars. So 56.90 looks really expensive. It was about 20 bucks actually in American. It was the equivalent of 20 US dollars. So on the on the front, he says, "Try me, stab on my eye." Stab on my eye. And he has a knife right in there. So you can stab on his eye. Stab, stab, stab. So I did take him out of the package when I first bought him because it had the batteries inside still, and I didn't want to leave it like that. But he hasn't, and I took him out and I tried him one time, stabbed his eye, I heard his voice, and I took the batteries out, threw those away, I guess. I don't know what I did. I must have thrown them away. And I've never operated him since, and he's been in this box ever since. But I think you're going to see him out of the box. It's an open face box, but he's secured in there. I don't remember how, if he's tied in there or what exactly. He's got a squishy, soft skin. He's a squishy head, rooted hair. And I don't think his mouth, it looks like his mouth would move or his face would move. I don't think it does. It looks like his eye would move. I don't think it does. I don't think anything moves. You just stab his eye and it makes a sound. But we'll find out. Maybe he does move. Looking at this instructions, is there anything else on this box that's worth mentioning? No, it has a sort of pirate-like theme. Or maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm just reading that in there. Maybe I guess there really isn't anything pirate-like. I'm thinking of Pirates of the Caribbean. I think it's more like a castle from a few hundred years ago, like a forgotten prisoner kind of thing. But anyway, let's carefully take him out. And I'll tell you a little bit about how I got him, because of course there's a story behind this guy. And I'm watching my cat Billy over there. Wow. So I put this in there all those years ago. And I can see why I did that. It's pretty involved in there. Let's see here. Oh boy. Well, I said I would take him out. Well, maybe while I'm doing this, this might take a while, maybe this would be a time to tell you a little bit about this critter. How did I get this guy? So, it was 2006, and I was in Sao Paulo, Brazil. And the reason I was in Sao Paulo, Brazil is a story unto itself, which I will tell on the show. But not this episode. But I was in Sao Paulo. And I had legitimate business in Sao Paulo. But while I was there, was there, I wanted to do a little bit of toy shopping, of course. Here. I don't normally take things out of a box like this, but like I said, he's already been out of there once. He's giving me a hard time. There we go. Oh boy. There he is. You can see how he's fastened under there. Oh my gosh, you gotta be kidding me. He's screwed in there? Yeah, well, I'm going to have to get a screwdriver for that. So, now let's just take a look at the inside of this box while we got it open. Okay, so why was I in Sao Paulo? I was working on a film, but while I was there, I wanted to shop for some toys. So I went to these malls. Well, where do you find toys in Sao Paulo? That was the first time I'd ever been there. I've been to Sao Paulo twice. That was the first time in 2006. And I didn't know like where there might be collectible shops or flea markets, or I didn't know how to find anything like that. So I went to malls, and I don't know how many I went to, 4 maybe, and the first 2 were very modern, and they looked like a U.S. mall. And I think I was telling, I don't know if I'm probably telling a taxi driver or someone, like, take me to a mall. I guess, I don't know. I don't remember how I was getting around. But then the second 2 were more like indoor flea markets. And instead of shops like you would find at a U.S. mall with 4 walls at least, and the front entrance and on the shelves and everything, and the signs and branding, they were more like a secondhand store, like a Goodwill or something like that, but huge. And kind of like a flea market, the stores didn't have walls. Some of them had fencing to separate one business from another. Others had nothing. I think some might have had plexiglass or something like that. Others just had nothing. Just this business had their tables and their shelves, and a sign said this is who they were, and then next to them was another business. So it was a lot. It was much like an indoor flea market, and kind of reminded me of Khan Khalili, which I talked about last season, the bazaar in Egypt. There's indoor spaces in Khan Khalili that are like indoor flea markets. A lot of it's outdoors, but there are big indoor spaces with different businesses and things under a roof, and this was kind of like that. So I was in one of those flea market / malls, and I was just looking everywhere for toys, and I didn't see anything with the kind of toy that I'd want to buy. And then finally, I saw one of these, but it was all beat up. And even this one, you can see here, this is why I had the bubble wrap in it, because you can see it's kind of caving in there. So that's probably why I was trying to support it with the bubble wrap. But the first one I saw was all beat up. So, I mean, I recognize this is a really cool tool. And this is what I was hoping to find, something like this. And, but I wasn't going to buy the beat up one. So I kept looking. And then I remember there was this square area. It was like an indentation. It was lower than the rest of the floor. There was a square section where you had to step into it. And then on all the sides of the square section, there were shelves, just like regular retail store shelves. And they had a bunch of junk just all thrown on here, just piled up. And you really had to like, dig through it. And I saw the corner of the box kind of sticking out from among a bunch of other things. And I dug it out, and it was this one, and it was in really nice condition. And I said, I like the condition of this one. I'm going to buy this one. So I did. And I remember it took a long time to get through the checkout lanes. It was a long line, and we waited. And I almost said, is this worth it? I'm going to take this back. No, I stuck it out. And I bought it. I took it back to my hotel room, and it was in the hotel room where I removed it the first time and tried it out and took the batteries out. So this is the first time it's been out of this box since that night at the hotel room, 2006 in Sao Paulo. And that's where I heard his voice. So I just have that memory of what the voice sounded like back then. I don't know if my memory is accurate. We'll find out. Well, we'll see in a minute, won't we? And I remember I wasn't sure how I was going to get it back home because I was afraid it wasn't going to fit in the luggage. I think I did put this in a suitcase. I think I wrapped it up nicely and stuck it in my suitcase. I don't think I shipped it back. And then when I got back to the U.S., I searched around to find information on them, and I couldn't find another one like this. I did see, I don't know if it was right away or if it was later, I did see another style in a similar box that Halloween Knife Man had the knife, but it was a skull or something. It wasn't that face. It wasn't the same face as this. He has a very distinctive face. Let's see here. And it kind of reminds me of the mummy in Wrestling Women versus the Aztec mummy. I don't know if it's inspired by that character, but it does resemble the creature in that film, Wrestling Women versus the Aztec mummy. Now that's not the Aztec mummy trilogy, the original Aztec mummy trilogy. That's a different mummy and looks different. Wrestling Women versus the Aztec mummy was made later, and the mummy in that film looks completely different. And I'm saying this one looks like that later Aztec mummy from the Wrestling Women film, not the original Aztec mummy trilogy. Not the one that has where the third movie he's fighting a robot. Not that one. But yeah, there's a resemblance. I don't know if there's that much of a resemblance. It's probably just me imagining that. It's probably just supposed to be a generic zombie. And you can see that eye looks like it would move, but I don't think it does. We'll find out, but I don't think that eye moves. And it looks like something would happen with the nose, but nothing does. Maybe those are speakers? I don't know. I mean, it looks like it would do more than it does, because it's got this soft skin. It looks like maybe the jaw would move, like it'd be animatronic. But I don't think that's the case. I don't think it does anything but make noise. Okay, so I'm going to pause and I'm going to get a screwdriver to get this thing open, to get those batteries in there, so we can hear Scream, Scream, Happy Halloween for the first time since 2006. And hopefully it still works. I mean, won't that be anticlimactic if I put the batteries in and it doesn't work? But hey, that's how it goes. We'll find out. So I'll be back in just a second. And I'm back. Well, I've had quite an adventure. First, I tried this screwdriver, that didn't work. I tried this screwdriver, that didn't work. I tried this screwdriver, that didn't work. So now I've got it open, and there are batteries in there. That's not what I wanted to see. Huh. That's not what I was hoping to see. Old batteries in this thing for all these years. Okay. All right. No, these will not. I will make sure these are not staying in here. I don't know. I mean, why did I leave the batteries in there? Maybe was I like a purist about keeping the toy original and didn't want to lose the batteries? I don't know. Now, when I have a toy that contains batteries, most modern toys, of course, have those little tiny batteries, but it depends how it's packaged. If it's packaged in a way that I can access it and take the batteries out, I'll probably do that. Like this, there's no tape seal or anything or shrink wrap that's being broken to get that out of there. But if it had a box with a shrink wrap or a tape seal, I would have just leave it in there. I wouldn't have tried to take the batteries out. Okay. Well, let's see here. Looks like he has two settings. Okay. So there he is. I'm gonna stab his eye. Well, okay, let's try that again. Okay. Goodness. So that's with the switch all the way up. What if I do it halfway? Because there's two positions on the switch. Nothing happens. No, it has to be all the way over. Stab you again. So your face does move. See, I didn't know that. But now he's sort of... Okay, let's try one more time here. But now I'm getting a little paint nick in the knife. Okay, I'll leave you like that. Oh my gosh. So, I remember in Sao Paulo, he didn't do any of that. He just said, "Happy Halloween," that's about it. His face didn't move, none of that. I think it's because they had those old batteries. They're probably old even then, in 2006. Wow. So, he's on his side because he's got all these wires and things. And I don't want to mess that up, but I'll see if I can... There we go. So, wow. Oh, and here's the knife. You see, it's cut off like that. You stab him, stab his eye, and now it has just the tiniest little bit of paint wear on the edge there. Okay, so all right, so that's why he's all soft, because he is animatronic, and that's why he's so much money too. 56 reais. And I forgot what the cents are called, so it's 56.90, 57 reais. But he does have a mechanism under his skin that makes his skin move, and the weirdest thing is the blood that comes out of his nose. He has blood that oozes out of his nose, and his eyeball moves, and oh my goodness. And then there's that music at the end, that crazy R-rated horror, 70s horror movie. I mean, it's like some kind of grindhouse drive-in R-rated ghastly film from 1974. He has a musical score backing up the horror. Wow. So that was worth taking it out of the box, don't you think? That was worth, after all these years, taking it out of the box, going through all the trouble. I cut like 20 minutes of searching for screwdrivers and trying one, and that didn't work, trying another, that didn't work. You didn't see that. That was when I snapped. I just about gave up. I said, this isn't worth it. But I'm glad I persevered. Right? And you didn't see how long it took to take the thing out of the box. At many points in this journey, I wanted to give up. I said, this is not worth it. But that was worth it. Now I know what he really does and what he sounds like. And it's a lot cooler than I expected. I just thought he was going to say, scream, scream, happy Halloween in some weird voice, and that's it. And that is not what he did. They went all out with this thing. So now I'm going to take the batteries out, and he is going back into storage for another 20 years. And And also just knowing what the film that I was working on in Sao Paulo, it's so appropriate that it's something like this, this guy being tortured and screaming, and his eye being gouged, because there was some eye gouging going on in that movie. So everything about this toy is very appropriate, very apropos for what I was working on there in Sao Paulo. And I'll do a episode sometime telling you all about that little adventure in Sao Paulo, but this is just about the Halloween Knife Man. The adventure of the Halloween Knife Man. And tonight, this is almost a second adventure. Just getting him out of the box and getting him working again. Getting the screw out of here. I hope you enjoyed that. And I hope you agree that even if at first it didn't seem like the most Halloween-y thing, I think you know now, after seeing that, yes, it's ultra Halloween. It's very Halloween. Modern Halloween. And I was saying that I thought I might do a big Imagineering episode this October, but I think I'll wait till next year, because there's a few things I wish I've got a very nice Imagineering collection for sure. I mean, it would be a long episode, but there's a few key things I'd be ashamed to do the episode and then afterward get these things. I thought, gee, I wish I'd had those when I did the episode. I think it's good enough, right? It's not coming out of there. Okay, well, it's going to take a while now to get this back, so I think instead of wasting your time with that, I'll wrap it up. I don't have any big Halloween plans. Like, I don't, you'd think I'd make a big deal with decorations. I don't have one of those 12-foot skeletons. I wish I did, but I don't put a lot out. The day of Halloween, I will put some things out, but I don't have a lot all month long. I like to enjoy Halloween in more personal, quiet ways. And that's what I hope to be able to do. I hope to have some personal, quiet, reflective Halloween time this October. And in the meantime, we have a team of people who are working on videos for Bleak Sunday, October 30th, Bleak Sunday. And just like last year, we'll have a selection of special videos that everyone has made just for Halloween. And you'll be able to watch them all on that day. And I hope you'll enjoy them. So I think that's enough for our little visit today. I feel like Mr. Rogers welcoming my neighbor. Hello, neighbor. Have you enjoyed your visit? I hope you have. I would like to see you again. Won't you come visit me again? Next week, come visit my basement again. I'd love to have you over. Okay, well, until next time, remember that the one who dies with the most toys is dead.